Hello world, Sam here, and I'm back with another Conventions 101! Today we're going to be talking about cosplay, what it is, and how to get started. For those of you that don't want to cosplay yourself, I still recommend this video because it'll help you understand what cosplay is, if you don't really know, and have a better appreciation of what all goes into it, because they can be very time intensive. Now to start, let's talk about what cosplay is. Cosplay is a combination of costuming and role-playing stuck together into a common phrase. Not everybody chooses to cosplay based off of the term. Some people just wear the costume and they walk around the convention center. Some people try to mimic the mannerisms and the phrases and how the characters walk and be the character when they cosplay. Others are kind of a combination of the two, and they might kind of mix it. They just walk around most of the time, but like an Inuyasha cosplayer I met, if you yell, "Sit, boy," they'll fall to the ground, and it's a good time. I absolutely adored it when they did that because I'm a big fan of the show, and it's just what you're comfortable with. Cosplay is meant to express you, and it's meant to be a good time, so get creative, but don't be afraid to do too much if you don't want to. Now to get started cosplaying, it's pretty simple. There's only about 4 steps, and this is just covering the basics. I could go on for days about what all goes into cosplays, but it's such a large topic that's hard to cover it all in one video. So for now, we're going to start with the very basics to get you started so that your first project can be a success. Now, the first thing you want to do when you're getting ready for a cosplay is pick your character. This could be a character that you're very familiar with, one that you love the design of but don't know much about, or your own character. Or it can be any combination of that. A lot of you may have seen the Disney Princess Sailor Scouts. That's a pretty common theme, is to mix a character with the Sailor Scout costume. You can do whatever you'd like. The possibilities are endless when it comes to cosplay, so get creative, think outside the box. I will let you know that if you want to be recognized very readily, you're going to want to pick a kind of frontline character, one that's their outfit, this is their regular outfit, because it's easy for people to recognize as they're walking by. If you don't really mind, you can pick a more subdued character, but just keep that in mind when you're picking. If you want lots of attention and pictures, you're going to want a cosplay that's a little more readily recognizable. For the first time congoer or cosplayer too, I recommend picking a simple design for your cosplay. My first one was Sosuke's mom from Ponyo. It was just a blue shirt, khaki pants, and my gray jacket. And it was really easy to put together, it didn't take a lot of time. I wasn't really recognized, but I was happy with my first time piece. It was budget friendly, and I felt comfortable going in it. You don't have to start as small as I do, but I do recommend starting simpler like that because it'll be a lot easier on you, especially if you don't have a lot of cosplay experience. If you want to dive in headfirst, by all means. There are lots of tutorials out there on how to make different pieces, so I wish you the best of luck, but that's not my recommendation for a first-time cosplayer. Now, once you have picked your character, you want to plan, and I'm going to emphasize this again. You want to plan, because if you don't plan, it is very easy for a cosplay to take way longer than you expected, cost way more than you expected, and it just gets out of hand very fast, especially if you're very detail-oriented like I am. The first thing you're going to want to plan is your budget. That'll help you decide how you want to make your cosplay, how much you're going to spend so you don't go over. It might even help you pick the character, because then you have an idea of how much it'll cost, and if you're picking a very detailed, very large, dramatic cosplay, it's going to cost you more. So hopefully that'll help to have your budget to start with. If you are looking for cheap cosplay options, they are out there. A lot of thrift stores will have good options. You can even just buy a costume from a Halloween store. There are cheap cosplay options, but it all starts with planning. Now, when you're making your cosplay, get creative. I cannot emphasize that enough. There are so many different ways to cosplay and make pieces, and being creative is really going to help you think outside the box and come up with good solutions, especially if you're trying to keep the budget down. Now, there are about 3 different ways that you can do cosplays. You can make them from scratch, so everything and make everything yourself. You can upcycle or redesign stuff from your closet or the thrift store, or you can get pieces online. You can do a combination of those. Maybe you want to buy your props and make your outfit, whatever works for you. I will let you know that buying online is going to be a little more expensive. You're paying for the artist's labor, skill, as well as the supplies. So it's going to cost you a little more than if you make it yourself. But if you get a commission piece, it's also going to be a little higher quality, and it's going to be done exactly how you like it to your measurements. There are places online like AliExpress that sell cosplays, and this can be a cheaper solution than doing commissions. If it works for you, fantastic. However, I have noticed with these places that the fabrics are usually a little on the lower end, and it's not made as well or to your measurements. So keep that in mind when you're buying and searching around. Maybe you'll find exactly what you want and get lucky. Maybe it won't be what you want. Now, once you pick which direction you want to go ahead and buy your cosplay if you're going to buy it, or get started with making it, whatever you're going to do, but try to think ahead for how much time you need. Don't give yourself a week to order in a cosplay piece for your convention, because there's a good chance that it won't be in by then. Try to plan ahead so that way you can wear it for the convention that you want. And if you don't get it there then, you can still enjoy your convention, but it can be a little disappointing not to have it for when you want. So again, plan ahead. When you're making props, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on props because that's a whole nother topic that gets very, very large very quickly. But I have a few things I want to recommend to you when you're making props. I have here my Gale Force reading glasses that I used for Levy. And as you can see the wing on the side here, I added that to a pair of dollar store red reading glasses that I popped the glass out of. And I made these wings out of, it's like a thermoplastic. They're these little plastic beads that you melt down in the microwave and can shape. I've used them for so many things. You can buy them on eBay or Amazon. They're really useful. I used them for the wings. You can use them for horns. I've used them for my Vulpix fangs. I'm not recommending that you put that in your mouth because I don't know the health risks, but it worked very well for me. So it's very, very malleable and easy to use for lots of different projects. So I recommend looking into that. It's not very expensive either. I think I got mine for $3 or $4 on eBay. I also recommend cardboard. Lots and lots of cardboard and glue, because I've used cardboard like old Coke boxes or these big cardboard sheets for a lot of projects, everything from sword making to making armor pieces. Foam's another really useful tool, so look that up. Depending on the foam, it might get a little pricier, but it could be really, really useful for your piece too. So that's all I'm going to say about props. Once you have your cosplay together, your props together, you are set to wear your cosplay to the convention. That is the best part, in my opinion. There is something very exciting about wearing your piece that you're proud of. It's finished, you put all this effort into it, out to get appreciated by other people. Now, I know it can be a little nerve-wracking to wear your full costume out in public for the first time. I was a little nervous just walking from the hotel to the convention center because you do stand out. However, I'm going to recommend that you don't let that deter you. I know I'm making a lot of recommendations today. But please don't let that deter you, because once you get into the convention center, you are right at home. There are cosplayers everywhere. There's people pointing out your costumes, wanting pictures, and you fit right in, and it is a blast to cosplay at conventions. So that is all I have for you guys today. Like my video, subscribe to me for more of this content. If you have any questions about cosplays, how to get started, what I'd recommend, please leave your questions in the comments below. I will try to get to them all as quickly as I can. Nursing school is starting back up, so it might take me a little bit longer, but I will try to answer them all. I don't have all the answers to cosplay, I'm sorry, but if I don't know, I'll try to get you some resources too, so that your first time can be the best time that you can get. So, have a great day, guys. Awkward catfish!